Rocky Mountain rivalry renewed here at Rio Tinto Stadium. It's the Colorado Springs Switchbacks against the Real Monarchs. I'm Landon Southwick, joined alongside the trio tonight of Taryn Meyer and Carla Haslam, having a good time hanging out in the booth. And we're looking forward to an intense game, Taryn. Colorado brings some experience and some stuff that we have not seen from teams. It's a rubber match tonight. What should we expect out of Colorado?
You know, look at a team on fire. That's Colorado Springs right at the moment. They're coming off 3 straight wins, outscoring opponents 10-2. 8 goals in their last 2 games. Frater up top. Look for him. He's starting in that number 9 slot. He's going to provide a huge test for the Monarchs back line tonight.
And on the opposite side, the Monarchs coming in a little bit of a struggle in recent times. We'll throw it out to the national anthem and come back and hear about that from Carla shortly.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we have stood in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of thy brave?
Thank you, Emily.
Beautiful rendition of the national anthem by Emily B. We're about underway here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Beautiful weather for tonight's match. Carla, let's get to talking a little bit about the Monarchs coming in off a rough patch, 2-game rough patch where they really haven't played to their true form.
Yeah, Landon, I was talking about it earlier with Taryn before the game,
And, you know, if you're going to have a lull in the season, right now is the perfect time to do it. You want to start peaking right as you get into playoffs, right as you enter late fall. And so, you know what? While they didn't get the result that they wanted in the last game, I think the Monarchs are going to be okay. They have a great starting lineup. I think it's important to remember that in the last 16 home games, they've only lost once. So, I mean, it's a team that's still it's still extremely successful. In the lineup today, we're going to have Captain Sparrow in goal. Lakawecki, Moberg, Karinga, and Pei are going to be in the back line. You're also going to see some familiar faces with Adams and Beasler, and Hernandez are going to be in that midfield with Minter. And then Brody and Hoffman are going to be looking to get some goals. The two have been very successful in either assisting and finding in the back of the net, Landon.
On the flip side, Taryn, an experienced lineup led by the likes of Kayvon Frater.
Yeah, we talked about Frater earlier. 8 goals this year. Former Monarchs player, didn't really pan out here on the Wasatch front, really finding his feet in Colorado Springs. We'll start in goal. Moise Puati saved 2 PGAs 2 games ago, 2 outings ago against Portland Timbers 2, earning Save of the Week honors. He's a man on fire. In the back line, we've got Suggs, McFarlane, Bevins, and Phillips. In the midfield, Argueta, Kim, Malcolm, and Catcher, and of course Frater up top will round out the starting 11 for the Switchbacks.
Pretty solid starting 11 for Steve Tritschew's side, coming off a 4-0 win versus Orange County SC on Tuesday night. Tired legs may become a factor late in the game, guys, but they're a quality side and scored some incredible goals. 3 goals coming from outside the box off beautiful volleys by the likes of Luke Vercoloni and a few others. Vercoloni is a guy that many may recognize, been a mainstay for the Switchbacks, and a guy that's very capable of taking control of games, getting a little older age-wise, but still a quality player.
Age is just a number, Landon. Remember that.
Joseph Dickerson will be our center referee, with TJ Zabalaki as the AR1 and Callie Smith as AR2. 4th official, Paul Burgess. We're getting underway here shortly. Monarchs led by Mark Briggs. Monarchs enter tonight's match 15-3-3, sitting on 48 points, 7 points clear of the next closest team, San Antonio FC, who we'll see here in a couple weeks at the Riot. Steve Tritschew's side entering 9-8-6 with 33 points, sitting in the playoff picture in the Western Conference.
And well in the playoff picture. They're not even really considered a mid-table team right now. They do have some breathing room, tough games ahead, but look for them. I expect them to be in the playoff picture here in the next month or 2.
We'd love to welcome in those joining us from Colorado Springs. Watch party at Jack Quinn's Pub, an Irish pub. Thanks for joining in. And welcome in the Trailheads, the supporter group for Colorado Springs. This match is underway. Vercoloni going straight up the middle to start things off. Minter there defending. A foul will be called on Vercoloni.
You know, and I think it's important to add, Landon, that unlike the Monarchs' father team, RSL, the weather tonight is beautiful. It is a perfect day for soccer, a little warm, but if you're out there and if you're the fan sitting here at beautiful Rio Tinto Stadium, I don't think they could ask for better conditions.
Moberg with a beautiful switch to the far side, trying to get it to Minter. Take a high hop. And we'll go out of bounds for a throw-in. Pretty good crowd on hand here.
We've seen all year that big diagonal ball from your outside back, your center back, going over to that right or left midfield slot has really caught teams off and really been a strong point for the Monarchs this year.
Good strong challenge by Moberg there. Hernandez will get the ball. Plays it out wide to Minter. Minter back to Hernandez. Hernandez cuts it in the area. Defended well by Colorado Springs, but it'll be the first corner kick of the match for the Monarchs. Charlie Adams out to take the corner kick.
Really, since the homegrown and the all-star break, you've seen Jose Hernandez really up his game. He's really been on another level, spending a lot of time with the Monarchs, obviously playing in that homegrown game, and since then he's really been great.
Hernandez, driven ball to Pei, header and a goal! Chandler Hoffman puts it in the back of the net in the 2nd minute of play.
A great awareness from Hoffman, playing with his back to goal, but he recognizes, you know what, a ball's coming in, the keeper can't see it, so I'm just going to get a tiny, cheeky little flick. Looks like something you'd see out of the EPL. Just great awareness of where the goalkeeper is.
That comes right off the training ground. You plant your striker right in front of the goalkeeper, make his life difficult, and that's exactly what he does. Watch the way, when we get the replay here, watch Taylor Pay as he spins off his defender, separates himself as we see it now. Ball comes in. Again, a good driven ball there by Adams. Pay gets away from his guy, and talk about making life difficult for a goalkeeper. That's an easy save. Hoffman says no way. 1-0 Monarchs very early on.
Chandler Hoffman's 14th goal of the season. Still chasing Williams and Kelly for the Golden Boot.
And well in the MVP race.
He's a guy that's been very high quality, 14 goals, 5 assists on the season, and really has been the difference for the Monarchs here.
Corner kick showing how dangerous those set pieces can be. You know, we talked about one of the things that makes the Monarchs different from prior teams and other teams in the USL is their ability to score quickly. This isn't the first game where the Monarchs have scored within the first 5 minutes. And it's great for the Monarchs because it sets a different tone. Now they're able to dictate the game and dictate kind of the rhythm of the play and of the formation.
Beautiful combination there. Adams will pick up his head. Adams with green space in front of him. It's going to be cut off by Malcolm. He'll play it out wide to Lakawecki, who has Minter to his left. Minter defended by 2. Nice cutback, looking to cross it in the box. Poiti's going to collect.
Easy ball for Poiti in the end. Last time the Switchbacks were in town, we saw the range that Poiti had. I think he had several long-range crosses that he came out to grab, and just his extension and his form right now is impeccable.
Malcolm just outside the area, cutting in. He'll beat Adams. Ball's going to be collected by Sparrow. Good defending there by the Monarchs. Adams to Hernandez. Hernandez, the blonde hair, he'll be cut off by Phillips. Hernandez, not known for his speed, but a very quality player with the ball at his feet.
And when he's done well to fill in for Sebastian Velasquez, who is not available tonight for the Monarchs due to suspension, Jose Hernandez has done a very good job at sliding in that playmaking role and making himself versatile.
Well, the last time that the Monarchs were home, Coach Briggs even said himself, Hernandez is a player that brings an extra energy. But he used the word spark, brings an extra spark to the field. So I'm not surprised that in this, again, we called it a lull in their season and in their play. I'm not surprised that Coach Briggs wants to bring out a player that's going to bring fire and motivation, especially early on in the game.
And somebody who has something to prove as well.
Definitely.
Moberg and Pay, the center back tandem for tonight. A little bit of variation there as we've seen in the past few games. Sparrow kind of becoming the mainstay at keeper for the Monarchs. 4 clean sheets on the season. Ball's going to go out for a throw-in.
And good for Sparrow. I mean, if we want to track this all the way down to the first team, Matt Van Oekel, the second-choice goalkeeper for the first team, going down with an injury, giving way to, I guess, at the beginning of the year would be the first-choice starter for the Monarchs, Lalo Fernandez. Lalo's been spending a lot of time traveling, playing games with the first team, giving way to Sparrow, who has been, like you said, he's been fantastic.
Creighton University product. Moberg over to Pay. Pay's going to take his space. Monarchs look to have a little more life than they have in the past few games. 2 shutouts in the past 2 games. Looking to right the ship tonight. And done so far with a goal in the 2nd minute by Chandler Hoffman. Taylor Pay will be credited with the assist.
And rightly so. Not only did he find himself in the right position, but his header was excellent. That's the hardest thing on a corner kick, is keeping your headers low. And that's exactly what he did. Angled his head downwards, was able to send it right towards the goalkeeper. Hoffman doing a good job of staying in front of Peyote.
You know, and one name we hadn't mentioned tonight is a guy that's not on the field, not on the bench. Yellow card accumulation for Sebastian Velasquez. Hit his 5th yellow card, taking the 1-game suspension.
That's okay, because down the stretch, the Monarchs are really going to want him to be the man, playing 90 minutes week in and week out and being that stalwart. So I guess if you're going to have a suspension, get it over with before the last 10 games of the season, I would say.
Sometimes it's nice to hit that 5th earlier on in the season.
Or not at all.
Some of us hit that quite frequently in our careers. You know, keepers don't often see that one unless they're time wasting.
Easy now.
Pay goes up with Frater. A no call. The ball will fall to Connor Sparrow.
And while Velasquez has become one of the rising stars on this team, the Monarchs are still in a good position in that they have so many players that are capable of scoring goals, as we saw with Pay winning the ball and Hoffman being able to flick it on. So while for sure he's going to be missed, there are definitely players that are
Nice ball. He'll open up space for Kim. Out wide to Malcolm. Malcolm's defended by Lakawecki. Takes a long touch and will be shielded out by Max Lakawecki.
Good defending there from Lakawecki, just making his presence known, making Malcolm misplay the ball and shelter the ball over the end line.
Well, he's another player like Beasler who's just been very consistent, has been here for a while. One of the, you know, as far as Monarchs go, veterans on the team, this roster is completely different, but Lakawecki's one of those few players that's still here, still getting almost 90 minutes every game.
And in the left back spot, he's got himself a few goals this year as well. And Briggs has to be happy about that.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see it in his confidence. He feels very comfortable out there in the field, and he knows that he has the green light to go up and score if the opportunity presents itself.
That's one of the things that makes the Monarchs unique and special this year. The outside backs combining well with the wings. Brody and typically Haber, tonight Minter, have combined very well with the outside backs of Karinga and Lakawecki and provided some wonderful service for Chandler Hoffman.
Well, it's a numbers game. That's all soccer is.
Hoffman almost there. Phillips will usher that one across the end line. Beautiful ball. It'll be headed away and defended nicely by Colorado Springs.
Phillips doesn't get his head to that. You've got the third place scorer in the USL bearing down on your goalkeeper. Good defending there from Phillips.
Monarchs 1 for 1 on their corner kicks today. I'm sure they're hopeful to get another goal here on this set piece.
Charlie Adams out there to take the corner. Adams will swing it in. Looking, Moberg heads it into the back of the net. And a goal for the Monarchs. 2 for 2. Carla, normally it's a commentator curse, but tonight the commentator provided an opportunity for the Monarchs as James Moberg scores his third goal of the season to put the Monarchs up 2-0 here in the 14th minute of play.
And you know, he does a great job getting to goal, but we can't forget Adams. I mean, 2 times he's played just a beautiful, consistent ball. I mean, you see, Moberg didn't have to dive for it. He didn't have to do anything crazy, just hits him right in the head. All he has to do is redirect it. I mean, if I'm in charge of set pieces and corner kicks, they obviously watched something in film and it worked, or they did something in practice, and it's definitely paying off for the Monarchs.
If you're Coach Tritsu for Switchbacks FC, you have to be upset with your defending on set pieces being suspect. Like you said, 2 for 2. And by the way, I think that's the first time I've ever heard a commentator call a goal beforehand, because like you said, usually the curse is there. So well done on that.
Carla's heading to Vegas tonight.
I know, I'm feeling lucky.
She brought her clover and her rabbit's tail in here.
Speaking of Las Vegas, USL expanding to Las Vegas next year. I know the folks down in Clark County are very, very excited to have a team in Las Vegas next year.
No call there from Joseph Dickerson. He'll say play on. Frater looking for the ball. Not much there from Bevins.
Carlo, back to your point about Charlie Adams. Been continuously impressed this year with the balls he plays in, not only on set pieces, but even on the last chance. The ball going out wide to Minter. If we rewound that tape, you see his back is turned to Minter. He plays that ball one touch blind. It's fantastic awareness and fantastic play from the left-footed midfielder.
Monarchs snapped a 194-minute scoreless streak with the goal by Chandler Hoffman. Now it's 2-0. Monarchs here in the 16th minute of play.
Well, and the thing is, if you take away those 2 set pieces, and I mean set pieces are a crucial part of soccer, but if you take away those 2 set pieces, there really haven't been that many dangerous opportunities from either team.
And you know, Frater's been a guy that's been very capable and potent up top as he's going to collect the ball. He's running at pay. He'll take it to the center of the field, and Moberg's going to catch him. It's going to be a yellow card.
Moberg
I would
just half a
imagine,
step
maybe
too
not.
slow.
Yeah, that tackle from Moberg coming in late. He knew it. He threw up his hands. I think just out of muscle memory, he knew he was late. The ball was gone. Very dangerous free kick coming up here for Switchbacks FC.
Maybe that's
just outside the area.
Maybe that's the other commentator's curse. Landon telling us how dangerous he is with the ball, willing to take one or two players and get what will be the Switchbacks' most dangerous opportunity so far in the match into the 17th minute.
Vercoloni. Excuse me, not Vercoloni. That'll be Frater and Cashier. Frater with 8 goals, Cashier with 7 goals. Looks like it's going to be Frater from just outside the 18.
Keep an eye on the wall here, the right side of the wall. Switchbacks FC players lining up to try and push that wall left.
Frater's going to step up to hit it. Looking high to the near post. It's going to send that one over the crossbar. Not a bad opportunity. Frater just mishit it.
Not a bad opportunity, but I'm not a fan of that decision from close range. Unless you are absolutely certain you can get that ball up and over the wall within 18 to 19, 20 yards maybe, it's hard to get that ball up and down unless you go to the keeper side or through the wall, and that's just not very common.
You know, we've talked about this before, but oftentimes a distance like that is very hard to score from because you really do have to get it up and down very quickly. So it's almost nicer when it's a touch further out as a striker. Hernandez will give chase. Pay and Sparrow collide. Sparrow's able to distribute. Ball's taking a little bit of a ping pong approach here in the last couple seconds. Defended well there by Karinga. Suggs will throw it in quickly to Frater. Frater looks like a different player altogether than the player we saw here with the Monarchs. Didn't get much time for the Monarchs. Came on as a sub often late.
Well, he's just been on fire. I mean, you had mentioned earlier how many goals he had been scoring. But more than that, you know, we talk about your most dangerous player should be getting the ball the most. And I think that's why Sebastian Velasquez has had so much success here for the Monarchs. But same for the switchback. I mean, in this last 10-minute period, Frater seems to be owning the attack. It seems like every time the ball enters the Monarchs' attacking third, Frater always gets a foot on it.
Moberg has to be careful. Frater goes down. And Moberg's going to get thrown around. Moberg has to be careful. Moberg's got a yellow card.
A lot of extracurriculars happening downstairs right now. Moberg fired up, not happy with the way Frater acted on that foul.
Karinga got him quite nicely, and I would expect to see a yellow card shown to Karinga, but Moberg gave a piece of his mind to Frater. Frater laying down, looking like he'll need some assistance from the trainer. AR's providing assistance, and the fourth referee, TJ Zabalaki. Looks like that might be the only yellow card shown to Kyle Karinga.
I'm a bit surprised that he's not calling Moberg over simply just because the play had ended. Moberg continuing to get in Frater's face.
Looks like Moberg's going to get one as well. Have a chat with Captain Nick Beasler.
He just got a yellow, so he got him clean.
Moberg having a very eventful first 20 minutes here, so getting into some tackles, getting himself a goal.
Not quite sure who the yellow card was shown to. Moberg was already sitting on a yellow. I'll have to get some clarification. I don't know if that was shown to Malcolm. Karinga got it, but Malcolm possibly was shown a yellow card. Wasn't Moberg just sitting on a yellow just moments ago in the 14th minute was shown yellow.
Now this creates an interesting dynamic for the next 75 or 70 minutes and some change. Excuse me, with your center back already on a yellow card. If he's forced to make a decision, he better get it absolutely right or you're going to be down a man.
Ball played in to the back post. Pay knots it out. Going towards the touchline, defended well. Ball's in the area, cleared out momentarily by the Monarchs. Minter there defending. Cut back. It'll take a high route to the top of the goal. Will be a corner kick for Colorado Springs. Ball's played in and headed for the second corner. Put out by the Monarchs. We'll have to get confirmation officially at halftime when we see the yellows.
Monarchs scoring on 2 set pieces, defending well as this ball comes in.
Ooh.
Sparrow comes out.
Got rocked.
Taken out, but a nice fair play there. Little FIFA fair play. A collision with Phillips.
Takes a brave goalkeeper to come out. That ball is a tough one to come for us. He knows exactly what he's going to do with it. Gets there just ahead of Phillips. Phillips tucks away. He knows. Phillips and Sparrow both know that. Very nice to see, especially after the altercation right in front of the Monarchs bench just a few moments before.
.24th minute of play, Monarchs lead 2-0 here at Rio Tinto Stadium on 2 set-piece goals. One in the 2nd minute and the 14th minute of play. Hoffman and Moberg, respectively. Ball played out wide. Suggs making the run. Cashier looking back to Suggs. Beautiful ball. Cleared off. And a goal-scoring opportunity, but it'll be offside.
What a wonderfully weighted ball. Into the box there. Sparrow does well to come off of his line. Looks like he caught a little bit of a knock on the way through.
Cashier with some great vision on that replay.
And a beautiful ball. Karinga was caught in no man's land there. Cashier's been a guy that's very dangerous, and you have to keep an eye on him cutting in to his right foot. He has a potent right foot. Moberg rises high to win the header. We'll get 3 consecutive touches there. It's going to be a foul on Cashier.
On who? Moberg sending a message. Switchbacks FC sending a message to the Monarchs center back as we see the replay here. Ball's away. You have to love it. You have to love it. Not if you're head coach Mark Briggs, of course, but the message is being sent across the field. You have to love it. As Hoffman gets in here. Ooh, Poiti with a big, big right paw to get to that ball for Chandler Hoffman, or he has his 2nd of the match.
I was ready to call the goal for Hoffman there. I figured easy little chip. He scored much harder goals before. But you're right, Poiti making himself big.
And see, I would think that's a tough chip and a tough look there for him. Poiti made himself huge, and I agree with you on that statement. Made himself huge, and that was all the difference there. Yeah. Not making it simple for Chandler Hoffman in front of net.
Well, and it's a tough decision as a striker. You wonder, if you have an open window, you should take it. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself, would it be better to bring the ball down, maybe get 1 or 2 good touches, and see if you can get a near post shot? It's a lot easier said than done up here at the booth, of course, and the game's moving very quickly down there.
Phillips trying to shake that off. Walking a little gingerly. Moberg. He'll clear it upfield. Still trying to get clarification on the yellow situation. Many fans on Twitter asking if that's his second yellow card. So we'll find that out shortly.
Landon hears you.
Halftime, we'll have to figure that one out.
But already, we're in the 28th minute, and it's been an eventful game. Had some yellow cards, obviously 2 goals off of some beautiful set pieces. And so if you're a soccer fan, or if you're just learning and you're new, this is an exciting game to be to. To be honest, far more exciting than the last home game when the Monarchs were here.
And you know what? I wouldn't expect this to be the final score line. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some more yellows. It's been a feisty little battle between these two. Rocky Mountain rivalry. Pay will clear it out. Ball sent in for Cashier.
Landon, I definitely agree with you. I think there's a few more goals in this game. One, if you're a fan and you're lucky enough to see it. 2, I think these players are really going to go at each other.
Suggs will throw it in for Colorado Springs. Plays it to Frater. Sparrow comes off his line to collect. Fans, make sure you tune into the USL's weekly show on Sirius XM FC, Channel 85 on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern for the latest news and information around the league. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times. Mike Watts on Sirius XM Radio, Monday nights. Played over to Moberg. Back to Pay. Clouds slightly covering Rio Tinto Stadium, making it a little shaded, giving a nice little relief to the fans here. 87 degrees tonight. Warm night here, warm, dry night. I almost said humid. I think I'm just because I'm sweating.
You know, Landon, the first 2 seasons that we were calling these games, we used to joke that it wasn't Monarchs weather if it wasn't raining. But this season has been the complete opposite. We can't make that joke anymore, and that almost every game we've had has been great weather.
It's always sunny at the Riot.
It's always sunny at the Riot.
Sounds like it needs to be a movie title.
We'll just get that trending on Twitter. #SunnyRiot.
Colorado Springs still in a little bit of a shock, having scored 4 goals in each of their last 2 games. They were the one in a situation like this in the last couple games, but find themselves down 2-0 here in this Rocky Mountain rivalry, the rubber match between these two sides. 2-1 win in Colorado Springs for the Switchbacks in the start of the season, and then a 5-2 win for the Monarchs here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Real Salt Lake fans tuning in, hopefully after that rain out.
What a rainstorm.
In Washington, D.C.
And that's so funny because all week here we've been talking about the last time RSL will visit RFK, and that's what happens. Everybody's worried about wasps in the stadium, raccoons, birds, and you get rain. You get flooded.
Hernandez to win the ball. Defended nicely. He'll break through. He's inside the area. He cuts back and is thrown off the ball from behind. Good challenge there, but a debatable challenge.
You're spot on, Landon. Definitely debatable, but I think it's a wonderful challenge there. Fans here don't like it as we see it again. Hernandez cuts into the box. It's just pressure. There's no harm, no foul. Maybe an arm, fans would argue, but I think that's momentum. I think that's the right call there from the referee.
Frater going at Pay. Frater goes towards the touchline, defended nicely by Pay.
Great tackle there.
Frater getting a little frustrated down there. Seems to have a player on him very tight all night. Suggs quickly into Vercoloni. Vercoloni looking to Argueta. Cleared nicely by Moberg. Headed out by Phillips. Karinga will throw in for the Monarchs. To Moberg. Moberg looking for the long switch. Nice ball up over top to Minter. Beasler. Hernandez. Hernandez was active in the first few minutes, and except for that opportunity that we just saw moments ago, really hasn't done a whole ton. Be a foul there on Minter. By Argueta.
Minter does well to create the space again. Late challenge. We saw it with Moberg early on, right in front of the box. Minter doing such a nice job to cut and push that ball away from the defender, forcing the defender into a decision. You just saw Jose Hernandez create space for himself. Defender there not wanting to give up yet another chance.
Charlie Adams will stand over the free kick. It's been very successful tonight on set pieces. He'll whip one in with his left foot. Headed up and wide. It'll be a corner kick for the Monarchs.
All right, Landon, do we dare say 3 for 3? Is that too unrealistic or crazy of an expectation for the Monarchs?
You're the one with the clover. Charlie Adams will trot out to the near side for a corner kick. Again, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. I know we often get this question. Fans are on this near side, not on the far side. Adams will whip it in with his left foot. Looking to back post. Be another corner kick for the Monarchs.
Again, the ball is getting put into such a dangerous position. Did a Monarchs player get ahead to it? No, but you force the defenders, Phillips in this case, to make a decision and clear the ball. It's excellent distribution, excellent service there from Charlie Adams.
And that's all you can ask for from a team. You know, Mark Briggs very pleased so far with the service on set pieces from the Monarchs. Adams will take the fourth corner kick of the night for the Monarchs. Whips it in the area. Moberg almost found that. Hernandez will chase battle. He's going to win it. He's got space. Whips it into the area. Takes a deflection. Minter there going for broke with an attempt on the bicycle kick.
You got to give him credit for trying it. I completely missed it. But if you're a fan, you love it. You love they're trying crazy new things.
Minter getting a rise out of Coach Mark Briggs. You should see the smile on his face as he turned around and said, well, that's worth a go.
Gotta love a player that will attempt something like that, maybe a little bit too far out in front of him, but he, you know, you have to give him credit. Puati will take the restart for Colorado Springs. Left-footed driven ball, high and long. Beasler there.
Good battle there. Karinga and Frater going at it twice, jostling for position. Karinga getting the better of Frater on those two occasions, but good battle.
Suggs will throw it in front of the Monarchs bench. Frater battling with Karinga. Brody there defending well.
And why not? If Frater's already been identified as the most dangerous player on the field, every time he gets the ball, you've seen that Moberg and Karinga double team him.
It's going to give him a talk. Karinga getting a talk. Already in the books with a yellow card.
Again, your backs have to be careful. Sitting on 2 yellow cards, Karinga and Moberg. That's the decision. You have to know you're going to win the ball clean and you're going to win it fair. Decisions like that can change games. The later in the game, obviously, the better off you are, but we are still in the first half. They have to be careful as we see this ball come in. He does win the ball first, but he does go through Frater's legs. That's, again, well done there from Joseph Dickerson to give Karinga a talking to and not make a decision that could possibly change this game.
A good look from our camera crew and our broadcast crew. We appreciate all they do. Ball's whipped in to the near post. Sparrow there. Vercoloni with a nice challenge. quickly taken. Outletted to Minter. Minter's gonna let it bounce. He'll keep it in. Gets around the first defender, but Bevan's there to clean it up. Malcolm. To Vercoloni. Looked like he was off. But a nice defensive work there by Moberg. Great opportunity and one of the best of the night for Colorado Springs.
2v3 opportunity there for the Switchbacks. Did a great job of getting to the end line, creating what would be the most, dangerous pass you can find in soccer, going back to the 6-yard box. But you can see here in the replay, defense comes in, Moberg doing a great job sliding in, and Sparrow reading it well. It's just diligent and disciplined defense there.
Minter cuts inside the area. Shot! Big save, Puati. Hoffman there to clean it up and tries to take the second shots, but saved by Puati.
Back to the switchback opportunity. Frater creates space. Malcolm is hanging out at the PK spot. That ball could have come into the box so much sooner, for Malcolm to finish that ball. You saw at the end of the replay there just a few minutes ago, Malcolm with his hands on his head. He knew that ball should have come in sooner. Just have a look. If you're Frater, you just need to have to pick your head up, and play that ball across just a touch sooner. But like you said, Carla, well done there from James Moberg to block that ball and Connor Sparrow to come out and collect.
Something interesting to note, and we talked about this earlier on, Frater was a Monarch for a while. A lot of times there's friendships and relationships. Tonight there looks like there might not be a lot of the friendship side between Frater and some of the players.
And, part of that could just be the competitiveness when you get on the field. You'd hope that when you get on the field, everyone's fighting for goals and for the win, and then when you step off, you're friends. But you're right, Landon, it's definitely been a very chippy game. The Monarchs and Frater have not seemed like the closest of friends here.
Kim. He'll play it back to McFarland. McFarland looking at Cashier. Cashier has a beautiful right foot. Defended by two, gets around the first. Still defended by two Monarchs, now three. Brody tries to get away and will be tugged from behind by Cashier.
Cashier's teammates throwing their arms up in the air. I think they were kind of hoping that he'd give it up a little sooner. Took fourth, fifth, sixth touch with your back towards goal. At that point, it'd be better just to find a midfield and kind of recycle the play. He's a talented player that knows how to find space.
Cashier. Minter will provide chase. Pay will win the header. It's like a side foot ball there. Suggs has wheels, whips it into the area. Not settled far enough. Big save by Connor Sparrow. Ball still in the area, whipped back in the box, and Pay puts it off his own crossbar. My goodness gracious.
Fantastic save there from Connor Sparrow. That ball coming in. Malcolm, as we see the replay again, ball gets whipped in by Suggs. Very dangerous ball. Very poor clearance there from Taylor Pay. Malcolm gets all of that one. This ball pops back out again. Beasler does well. Karinga does well. And this one, again, Pay. Poor decision there.
Monarchs attacking. Minter looking for the cross to Hoffman and overcooks that one.
Pay counting his lucky stars there. If that crossbar would have been 1 inch smaller, it would have been an own goal.
Sometimes it pays to be lucky.
Maybe he has the lucky clover, the lucky rabbit foot with him.
To his credit, that ball whipped back in from that far side. That's a tough ball to handle. That's at a very tough height. Not really an opportunity to make a solid decision on that ball. And like you said, it pays to be lucky. And if you're Connor Sparrow, your shutout is very much still intact, but was hanging there by a thread.
Well, and good for the Switchbacks to recognize that the Monarchs defenders were facing their own goal. A lot of times it's hard to get across them because the defense is facing away. They're able to clear it out, but Switchbacks just with great awareness of kind of where everyone was on the field, especially when it was moving so fast.
Free kick, corner kick taken. Sparrow out. It'll be a goal kick for the Monarchs.
Connor Sparrow asking the referee to keep an eye on Switchbacks FC players. When he's coming out for the ball, he feels like his arms are getting pulled down, disallowing him to come and claim the ball or get a punch clear.
And at this point, you know, you have 3 minutes. I don't imagine too much time will be added, but you have 3 minutes until the end of the half. At this point, you just hold. You just try to keep the lead, and at halftime, you can kind of rest, kind of rejuvenate your spirits a bit.
Good ups there by Hernandez to Beasler. Beasler mishits that one.
If you're head coach Mark Briggs for the Monarchs, get to halftime. No goals against, 2 goals to the good. Get to halftime, like you said, Carla. Rejuvenate, rethink, recoup. Go out in the second 45, and if you're a Monarchs fan, hopefully do the same thing again.
Hoffman. Good hold up there. Lakawecki moving forward. Ball follows nicely for the Monarchs there momentarily. Vercoloni sprinting out wide. We hit long. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor for the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. That's NikeSoccer.com. Karinga. He'll play it back to Moberg. Sparrow there, and he'll kick it high and long. Vercoloni was there. Defended nicely by Pay. Kim gets around the sliding Beasler.
Watch out, Hoffman's got space. 2v1 here. Hernandez streaking down that far side.
Oh, wasn't far enough in front. Minter wins it back. Minter looking forward. Kind of off balance there, looking for Hoffman.
Again, that ball played both from Hoffman and Minter, just half a second late. Switchbacks FC doing a very, very good job at defending that ball and clearing the danger.
Game's definitely opening up here in the last few minutes. 45th minute. We'll have stoppage time announced momentarily. I believe it's going to be 2 minutes. Phillips going forward. Malcolm goes at Karinga. Karinga defends nicely. Suggs will cross it in. Cleared out by the Monarchs. 2 minutes of stoppage here. Colorado Springs attacking forward.
The Monarchs are really playing a more conservative type of soccer. As to be expected, you're up 2-0. But you see, they're kind of relying more on the counterattack. If they're going to have any sort of opportunities, they want it to be out of transition. But for now, if you can see it on your screen, they have a majority of their teams back into their own defensive end, just kind of holding until that halftime. I'm really interested to see that in the second half, if they play as conservative and try to hold that win and try to get a goal off of the counterattack, or if they're going to start again, try to get it off the first 5.
Malcolm out wide. Suggs there with him. He'll cross it into the box. Looking back post, Lakawecki will clear. Minter kind of mishits that.
Bit of a side note here. Charlie Adams now surpasses his teammate Sebastian Velasquez for the second highest assist total in the USL with 7 now. Congratulations to him and for the Monarchs. Hopefully many more to come.
Sparrow looking forward to Hoffman. Phillips there to head it away. Adams trying to settle it. He'll win it back momentarily, but Argueta is there. Malcolm defended by Karinga. He'll go at him. And a foul will be called on Malcolm just outside the 18. Frater asking for a yellow card on Karinga.
I'm not seeing a whole lot in this challenge. It looks like Malcolm pulled up the landing gear pretty early in that challenge as Karinga steps in there. We'd have to see it again. Again, very easy to say from 26 plus rows up here at Rio Tinto. Nonetheless, dangerous free kick coming up here for Switchbacks FC.
I'd agree with you, Tyrion. While the position is dangerous, I think the foul is a very pedestrian foul.
Three-man wall for Connor Sparrow. Cashier, he'll hit it with his right foot, looking for goal. Not a bad-looking attempt from Masta Cashier. 45 minutes of soccer have been played here at the Riot. 2-0 for the Monarchs. Chandler Hoffman with the goal in the 2nd minute. Taylor Pay with the assist. And Moberg doubled the lead in the 14th minute. Guys, thoughts on the first half?
This hasn't really been a typical Monarchs home game. Like you said, they're relying a lot on the counterattack, a lot of boot ball. Usually here in Sandy, you see the team really knock the ball around, good 1-2 touch play, getting into the box, getting service in, and really catching teams off guard. Today, it's been 2 set pieces. That's great. They're goals. But it's not typical of what you're used to seeing here if you're a Monarchs fan.
And you've got to love what you see from the Monarchs. Snapped 194 minutes. Scoreless streak for the Monarchs. Really something they haven't experienced this season, Carla. And they're looking good so far going into the break.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. Looking good. The energy is good. You know, the focus is good. If I'm Coach Briggs, I just tell them you have to stay consistent. That's the biggest difference between the good teams and the great teams, is the great teams win the games that they're supposed to win. And when you're up 2-0, when your team's playing well, when you're at home, that's a game you have to win. And it really just comes down to discipline, it comes down to consistency, and it comes down to not taking too many chances in your back line.
And we'll take a halftime break here at Rio Tinto Stadium with the Monarchs leading 2-0 over the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and be back momentarily with an interview with the newest member of the Real Monarchs, Danny Cruz. As well, we'll be joined by General Manager Elliot Fall. We'll take a break.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
The USL has expanded its soccer reach this week, announcing 2 new expansion franchises. Birmingham, Alabama has been announced as the first expansion franchise to join the league in 2019.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure on behalf of the USL to welcome Birmingham into the USL for the 2019 season.
Currently known as USL Birmingham, the franchise will announce their official name, crest, and venue at a later date. The team is set to build on the strong foundation of support built by local fans.
You know, Magic City Brigade, you guys have been amazing for us. We can't say thank you enough for your unwavering support. Without fans, we're not standing here. And so thank you guys. I really do appreciate that.
More information and advanced ticket sales can be found at uslbirmingham.com. Las Vegas will be the 3rd and final club to join the league for the 2018 season.
This is our team collectively that we are going to make into the best professional soccer team that we can. And I can't be more proud to be part of all of you and to bring professional soccer to Las Vegas.
The club will call Cashman Field in downtown Las Vegas home, and the name is up to the fans. Visit vegasprosoccer.com through Monday, August 28th to cast your vote. Las Vegas will join the league in 2018, and Birmingham, Alabama will begin play in the 2019 season. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
We're back here at the half here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Monarchs lead 2-0 over the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and we're joined by Real Monarchs' newest member, signed today, Danny Cruz. Welcome into the booth and welcome with the team.
Thank you for having me. It's been a great day so far, and I'm extremely excited to be here. So
we're excited to have you here. Many fans have kind of been trying to research, doing their Wikipedia searches, following you on Twitter, I'm sure, hopefully increasing that Twitter count.
Oh, yeah.
But Danny, how has this transition been for you, coming from San Francisco back to this organization? What have you heard about the Real Monarchs, and what do you know about this area?
Yeah, listen, well, obviously the results this year speak for themselves. You know, the team has done a great job. Mark's done a great job with the guys, and I'm excited to be a part of that. The transition has been great since minute one of landing here. It's been kind of short for now, but it's been great. It really has, and I'm excited to get on the field and get started, and this has been a fun game to watch so far for sure. 137 MLS appearances for Danny, 99 starts, 14 goals, I think, in your professional career, and a lot of experience. U20 World Cup, U17 World Cup. You've had an opportunity to travel around. How has it been to kind of go through that experience as a soccer player, kind of go from different team to team? How have you kind of found yourself assimilating with those teams? Yeah, listen, I think you grow a lot as both a player and a person in every single move that you make. This is just another opportunity for me to do that, you know, to grow, to come to an organization that's been successful with good people, good coaches, great management, and I'm excited to be a part of that. I really am, and I know I keep saying that, but it's because this is another good opportunity. You know, I was excited to be here, and it starts today, and hopefully we can continue to push for a USL championship. So.
And that's something that this team is very capable of. You're seeing it tonight, 2 goals up so far. How do you see yourself fitting in this squad?
Listen, you know, that's going to be for Mark to decide, but I can already tell that there's a lot of talent out there, and it's something that I think they've done a really good job of this year, putting it together. And they obviously have guys who can score some goals and guys who have done their job. So I just want to come here, be a part of that in whatever capacity that might be. But at the end of the day, it's about continuing to grow the club, continuing to grow the organization, and I want to help bring a championship here. And I think that's my main goal for sure.
We just talked about experience, Danny. Skipping from league to league, several teams, lots of soccer under your belt. What do you hope to bring to this Monarch side with your experience and what is really a young side?
Yeah, listen, I think that experience is the best word. I want to come in and try to show the younger guys how it is to be a pro week in and week out. And obviously they already know that, you know, but anytime you have experience and you can bring the different things that have gone on in your career out to the group and be there as someone to talk to and be a little bit of older veteran in the locker room. Those are the things that help me be successful, is having guys like that. So I want to be one of those guys to the group and do everything that I can, as I said before, to help push us over the line to win a championship. That's what's important, and again, to help continue to grow an organization that has already been successful and be a part of that for sure.
You know, you and I were joking beforehand. You just got in today. Yeah. Assistant GM Dan Egner was walking you around the halls, getting the feel of everything. What are your first impressions of Utah? And Salt Lake, for that matter.
Yeah, no, listen, first class. I mean, I expected nothing less. When I came here and played here against this club, it was never an easy place to come play, but that's because they do a really good job of making it a home field advantage. And I'm happy and proud. They call it my home now. The facilities are obviously top class. It's been incredible. Dan was great today, and it's been nice to be able to meet the new faces and hopefully start that relationship and get to know everybody.
Good, we're excited to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
So I know many fans often have the question, what can you bring to the table? What is your, we've talked about experience, obviously one of the older members of the Monarchs. I don't mean to say this, but you're probably the oldest member of the Monarchs.
That's okay.
We're the same age,
yeah,
so
there you
no
go.
hard feelings.
There you go.
But what can you bring? If there's something that you want Monarchs fans to hear tonight, what would you want them to hear?
So I pride myself in my work ethic. I pride myself in the ability to understand that, you know, every day on the field, I genuinely cherish it. And I think sometimes when you're playing with younger guys, that's something that other players can feed off of. And throughout my career, in every place that I've been, I think that's a common theme from management and people that you talk to about me. At the end of the day, I'll leave everything I have on the field. And I think that's important. And it's important when you're with a group of younger guys to understand that every day matters. So they'll know that, they'll see that, I can guarantee it, and I'm going to do everything I can to help continue push us into success.
Wonderful. Yeah. Newest member of the Rio Monarchs, Danny Cruz, joining us here in the booth. We appreciate you taking the time to sit here and chat, tell us a little bit about yourself. We appreciate that, and we hope you wonderful success on the field throughout this season.
Get some sleep. The work starts tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I certainly will. So.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you out on the field.
Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll be joined here shortly by General Manager Elliot Fall. Kind of a little nice sunset here. At halftime, Monarchs lead 2-0. Goals by Chandler Hoffman and James Moberg. We'll grab him on air here shortly. General Manager Elliot Fall. Been a busy week for the Monarchs, and it's been a busy week for you.
It has. It's been you know, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, but all exciting things. I mean, all positive things, all things that, you know, that we think are going to help us, you know, make a push and hopefully bring home a trophy at the end of the year. So.
You and I talked earlier in the week on our weekly podcast because Landon again was absent. That's okay. On work assignments. We talked about the new players. Now we have another one who just left us. Give us just a short little rundown of the 3 players you guys added this week.
Yeah, so I will start with, I mean, Danny is the first one, or well, first one that comes to mind because he was just in here. Very experienced MLS player. He's been around. He's played in multiple organizations. And he brings a lot of quality on the field. But on top of that, he's an even better person. And so we felt like when we had the opportunity to add him, bringing in a guy of his caliber, both on the field and in the locker room, it was a no-brainer. And he's a guy that can really help the rest of the group kind of take that next step in terms of professionalism and just accountability and all of that, and we're excited about what he can bring. Then we brought in Argentine striker Juan Mare. Juan is a dynamic kind of attacking piece who we see mainly as a number 9, who we think can offer some different things that we maybe don't have in the lineup right now. And then Costa Rican winger Diego Calvo. You know, he's a player who's another great pedigree. 10 caps for the Costa Rican national team.
World Cup qualifying experience.
Yeah, played all over the world. If you watched the famous snow game a few years ago, the World Cup qualifier, that was his debut. So
what a debut!
Yeah, exactly. So he's a guy who, again, we think is dynamic and can bring some new spark to the attack.
And I know many fans on Twitter, and that's a place we don't play too often, but many fans on Twitter really have the question, how are the Monarchs landing these type caliber players?
I think the truth is it's just a lot of hard work, and our staff does an unbelievable job. You guys mentioned Dan Egner, our assistant GM. He's constantly looking for pieces and in touch with people. And frankly, finding people that are available, and then we have a great scouting department. Andy Williams and Dane Murphy do an unreal job of identifying players as well, and so when once it gets through those guys, it kind of gets to me, and it's the easy part. I mean, it's we finalize a deal and we go from there. But the real credit for the legwork goes to those guys. They do an unreal job.
Again, earlier this week, you and I were joking. I was telling you, I had some people come up to me and ask me after the recent 2 results, Monarchs not scoring at all. They're getting a little bit worried as the last third of the season starts here. What do you say to fans that are really starting to get worried after 2 games without a win as the second half gets underway here behind us?
Sure. No, it was, maybe not the best results, but at the end of the day, you're going to have games like that, and that happens. And tonight we've been able to put 2 away, and hopefully we can put a couple more away and finish out this win.
General Manager Elliot Fall, thank you for joining us. Thanks for giving us some insights. Obviously, we hope these next few weeks and months go very successful for you and your team, as well as this organization.
Well, thank you. We're excited, and thanks for having us, and we'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you. We're back underway as the wind has kind of picked up here at the Riot. Vercoloni on the ball.
Really hope we didn't speak too soon about the weather, because we were driving the weather, and look what happens. The wind coming from the south, that's never a good sign here in the Salt Lake Valley, excuse me. Storms coming out of the south.
So I was told by members of the organization that Moberg was given a yellow card in the 20th minute and not given a yellow card in the 17th minute. It was looking like he would receive a yellow card, but he was not yellow carded. So for those of you out there wondering, it's kind of the clarification we received. Still maybe a little confusing, but that's what we've heard so far. No Trailheads supporter group having some questions on Twitter. We see ya. Minter running at the defense. Hernandez tries the back heel, looking to create something. Adams touches too long, kept in by Hernandez.
Another factor, we talk about the win. Monarchs attacking from the south, right to left on your screen. Look for that to play a factor if they continue that counter-attacking play with the big balls over the top, or if they look to keep the ball on the floor and catch Switchbacks FC on the back foot. Time will tell. As we welcome back Carla. Welcome.
I'm glad to be back.
Taking a momentary break.
No, it was great to hear from the upcoming players and from Elliot as well. Always exciting to see the Monarchs evolving and growing even amid their successful season. Always looking to see what they can do to improve more, always seeing what they can do to get closer to a championship.
And like I've already said twice, talked to Elliot midweek for about 15, 20 minutes. His insight is so good, obviously being the general manager of a club. Of course you're going to have good insight, but the way he structures this team and the front office staff structures this team to come out and play week in and week out through the tough stretches, through the short stretches.
It's a long season.
Of course it's a long season. This team is built for the long run,
yeah.
And it's always great to hear from Elliot.
And I'm sure it was fun to meet Danny, too. I met him a little bit before the interview. Seemed like a great guy and obviously has a lot of experience under his belt.
It'll be a throw-in for Colorado Springs here on the near side in the 49th minute of play. Wind kind of swirling around here Now moving from south to north.
Kind of exciting, though. A storm's coming.
Let's hope not. Rather not see the lightning delay or any delay. Bevins will throw it in. Looking to be a long throw in. He puts it inside the box. Player goes down. Vercoloni, I believe. Brody there to cut it off. Brody falling all over the place. Kim to Bevins. Karinga will cut that one off nicely. Beasler to Hernandez.
Minter has a ton of real estate to operate if they can get this ball switched.
To Brody. Brody looking inside the box, cut out by Phillips. Defended nicely. Beasler's going to be called there for the foul. Can't believe what he's heard. Cashier out wide to Malcolm. Malcolm defended by Lakawecki. He'll take it at Lakawecki, kind of loses it in his footing. He'll recover. He's in the corner looking to whip in across. That'll be a goal kick for the Monarchs. Looks like we've got some rough weather headed towards the stadium. Hoping that that misses us. Looks like it's over the Orem area. So a little bit away.
The wind will also play a factor for Switchbacks FC as they try and whip balls into the box. They're going to carry away from goal, and that's going to be very, very difficult for Connor Sparrow to judge and the center backs to judge as those balls get whipped into the box.
No, I remember. I always think that it's easier to play in rain and snow than it is to play in wind, simply because it's harder to bring down. Obviously, it's much more difficult to read. Shots are going everywhere. See a napkin and some garbage is flying across the field now. It just changes the dynamics of the game.
Pay with the nice defense. Adams, defended by Kim. Draped all over him, and a foul will be called. Adams quickly resets to Minter.
Good touch there from Minter to create space.
So I know we hadn't mentioned this so far. What adjustments do you guys make if you're head coach Steve Tritchew?
You know, the biggest thing that the Switchbacks need to do is get more opportunities and shots on goal, because they haven't been playing poorly. I mean, the 2 goals came from set pieces, but besides that, you know, Colorado Springs has done an excellent job of just getting in the way, of tackling defensively. At this point, you have to get in front of the goal and you have to take shots, like take some more opportunities, take advantage of the window. And again, it's much easier said than done. But this was an issue that the Monarchs had the last time they were home, is that they were playing well and they had great possession, but they weren't taking any opportunities in the attacking third. When they entered the box, they were, you know, content to pass it off to someone. And I think the Switchbacks are in the same situation where they need to get a higher shot percentage. They need to get more shots on frame.
And they had chances there in the first half to create, like we talked about, that ball not getting played across the face of the area well enough. Free kicks, you name it, the chances are coming, excuse me. But I would even like to see maybe the Switchbacks go for it. They're a team on fire, and we know that they can score when they get in front of goal. Maybe go 3 in the back and push another guy forward.
Beasler's going to be called for the foul. Malcolm's going to stand over the free kick, excuse me. He'll leave it. Beasler's going to have a conversation with the center referee. Wearing the captain's armband tonight for the Monarchs. And for that fact, all season long has been wearing the captain's armband. Free kick just up 14 yards outside the 18. Frater's going to stand over it. 4-man wall. Referee's going to come back and move them or check their line.
I thought that was what chalk was for.
Frater's going to have the go and sends it up over the crossbar and into the seats.
Left-footed ball, you can tell he's trying to get a little bit of curve on it, try to get it towards his near post. not able to bend it. But not a bad look, and the Monarchs are going to have to be careful that they don't give up, you know, a lot of fouls and a lot of opportunities, especially that close to goal.
Hernandez pushed off by Argueta. Quickly taken. All back to Pay, all the way back to Sparrow. The wind aided that one, took a little bit of extra loft.
And remember, guys, the Monarchs are trying to maintain their perfect home record, 9-0-1, dating back, well, really the home unbeaten record, looking to go all the way from last year.
Marshall Stoddard, the trainer's gonna make his way onto the pitch. So we have a player down. Karinga slowly gets up on his own power.
And he's gotten rocked a few times this game. You know, a lot of these injuries, you wonder how many of them are cumulative, you know, that come from getting hit time after time after time.
It's just the life of the defender.
He'll most likely come back on. Seems like the trainer's pulling him off. Usually that's a moment where you get your head back in the game, kind of wear off the, you know, kind of shake off the initial shock that comes from being hurt. There he is, he'll walk back on.
Nice ups there by McFarland. Frater will track it down. Brody in front of him. To Argueta. Cut out by Adams. Minter had to wait for that one to come out of the air. He'll turn. Ooh, not a bad look there. Trying to find Hernandez.
Yeah.
A good idea.
Let's put a little more pace on it, a little more weight.
Lakowecki and Minter trying to combine there.
It's really fun seeing Minter, though, trying to find all these through balls, trying to play the gaps. You know, it's a creative side of him that you don't see as often. You know, usually he plays the simple ball, which is good, and that's his style, and he embraces it. But it is fun to see this creativity come out of him.
Nick Beasler not happy that a foul was called there.
This goes back to what I was saying earlier about Frater. He's got to be careful here. Persistent infringement might be what happens next. A yellow card, but just a talking to at this point to the captain. Free kick for Colorado Springs. Free kick kept in. Monarchs there defending. Trying to clear it out. Beasler and Sparrow will collect. Sparrow. Beasler will settle. To Hernandez. The 90s hairdo. Bleach blonde hair.
Another point about Hernandez that fans, when Manchester United was here, he was matched.
Minter's around his defender. He's inside the area. Shot! Big save, Pawati! Still inside the area. Adams will take a crack, and he's going to put it almost out of the seating here on the north end.
We'll forgive him. He has 2 assists this game, so something you just kind of laugh about afterwards with this shot.
Finishing my thought on Hernandez as the Monarchs almost scored there. He was matched up in the midfield in the second half with Marwan Fellaini, who is maybe double and a half, 2 times his size, and he was chipping the ball up and over him, getting around him, poking it through his legs. Fans here loved to see that. He's a very crafty player, very good on the ball, very good vision.
Oh, you don't have to be bigger than the player. You just have to be smarter than your defender. I'm always a fan for the little guy, the little strikers up top. I'll always be in their corner.
Malcolm on his way.
Malcolm inside the area. Big save. Sparrow makes himself big. Kind of on the carpet. Didn't really make much of a motion. Kind of just sat down, but did a good job to deny Malcolm in what was a big opportunity.
And here's
for
where
the
this save
Switchbacks.
comes from. Watch as this ball gets played over. Moberg gets beat. Watch his first touch. Gets away from him. It separates him, allows Connor Sparrow to come out, make himself big, make Malcolm really just try and go through him as he gets a corner out of it. But well done there from Sparrow to recognize that touch from Malcolm.
Switchbacks corner. Be taken. But we'll get a retake here. Conversation at the back post between Argueta and Minter. Both look to have smiles on their face. Cashier will step over to take the corner. Cashier whips it in. Sparrow will punch it out. Looks like it went out on its way into the area. Fans, make sure you tune into the USL's weekly show on Sirius XM, channel 85 on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern for the latest news and information from around the league. Also, don't forget Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. You can find that by checking uslsoccer.com for dates and times. Hosted by Mike Watts. Monday nights. Pay will win the challenge there. For Coloni. To Argueta. Argueta looking up over top to Cashier, and Cashier is going to be flagged off.
It's better from the Switchbacks. They're looking through the midfield to get the ball out wide. Now, rather in the first half, it was just boot ball forward, not many passes into the midfield. Now you're starting to see those passes in the midfield and looking to try and create an opportunity.
Yeah, and the Switchbacks are starting to win more balls in the air too. I mean, that 50-50 win really can dictate games. Landon, you had asked earlier, what do the Switchbacks have to do if they want to get back in this game? And already we're seeing them.
Ball's up over top to Hoffman. Hoffman can't quite put it on frame. Held in by Hernandez. Still in the area. Minter blocked. Minter, get a second opportunity, just wide. Wow, action-packed sequence there for the Monarchs, results in nothing.
Well, they're racking up the stats as far as shots go. But good persistence for Minter to shoot, gets blocked, decides he's gonna find new space, shoots again.
Poitiers, Switchbacks FC goalkeeper, has a point there. How many times have you seen that ball find Hoffman, find Minter up over the top? He's counting off to his center backs and his outside backs. How many times have we seen that ball and that opportunity, making him come out and create a difficult situation for the Monarch striker?
He's in the area, cuts back, good cutback shot over the crossbar. Beautiful opportunity there by Josh Suggs.
Kind of a lot of stuff going on. I was talking about winning 50-50 balls in the air and how the Switchbacks are doing a better job of that. And immediately, you see just how quick a transition can come. The Monarchs getting shots off. And 30 seconds later, now Connor Sparrow now is trying to have to make saves and get in front of the box. It really is a game just of transition and speed in transition.
And on a very big surface as well.
Oh, yeah, they're running 120 yards up and down the field.
Throw in for the Monarchs.
Daniel Haber running over, taking his training top off. looking to get set to come in and get his final instructions. There's a hard foul. Beasler down after a tough challenge at midfield.
Sure, we'll get a replay look at that here momentarily. Beasler trying to shake it off. Haber's getting on his equipment.
You know, we asked the fans about 45 minutes ago, how many more cards will be given in this game? 75% of those who voted said 3 more cards are to be expected. So we'll see if the fans in the Twitter world are correct. Obviously, there's been a lot of fouls in this game. Monarchs are going to look to take advantage of that, trying to send a long ball.
Minter battling with Malcolm, will be a throw-in for Colorado Springs. Lakawecki running back quickly. Bevins, throw-in.
I think Lakawecki thought it was his throw.
I think he did. Frater, out wide. Be a shot and a deflection. Adams defends that well. Minter, nice little turn there. Gets away from Kim. He'll go forward, slows things up, back to Karinga.
We have our local weatherman telling us that the storms are going to move southeast away from Rio Tinto. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Dan Brown, thank you.
Pay looking forward to Hoffman. Hoffman battling with Argueta.
Poor touch there from Hoffman. Ball was driven into him, couldn't quite get the ball down. Well done there from him to really track back and win that ball.
Fans appreciative of Hoffman. Switchback fans might recognize Hoffman. He spent some time there in Colorado Springs. As we're going to see Haber come on here for Andrew Brody.
Brody, somebody we haven't really called his name tonight. Active, really on the wing, not much created like we're used to seeing here from Brody. I like this sub. Haber coming on that far right side. Look for him to spring in behind and create more chances. And I don't know what it is between Haber and Hoffman, but they really seem to get each other when balls get played into the box.
We'll see a sub for Colorado Springs. Pugh on. Kim off. Haber instantly gets his first touch. Inside the box. He'll turn, takes a crack. Hoffman there. Minter will keep it in. Adams, nice deception there. It gets around the defenders. Loses his footing on the ball.
What a tackle by the ball. He gets around all the difficult parts and then gets tackled by the ball.
Minter's going to see yellow for the professional foul there on McFarland. Yellow card shown to Minter in the 67th minute of play. Monarchs lead 2-0.
Good decision there for Minter. He'll happily take the card as Switchbacks FC looks to spring on the counter attack. Minter with the foul, allowing his team to track back and defend.
Ball up high, headed by Phillips. Out wide to Minter. Minter's going to take on his defender. He'll cut inside. Still on it. It's going to be knocked off the ball by Bevins. And this is a dangerous distance, especially for a right-footed free kick taker.
No, the angle is perfect to try to find that far post. Switchbacks are going to try to set up their wall in a way that cuts off that angle, but you're right, Landon, really makes it hard. I wouldn't be surprised if Adams tries to put a little bit of a curve on it, tries to take advantage of the wind out here.
See all 11 players for the Switchbacks FC behind the ball right now. Adams and Minter lined up. This is going to be a very, very tough shot to handle here for Puati if he even gets a chance to see it.
4 in the wall. Minter's going to take it. Wall does its job and takes a big deflection. It'll go out for a corner kick for the Monarchs. The 5th of the match. Pretty good crowd on hand here at the Riot. Huge stadium. Crowds on the near side. Fans often ask that question. 5,000 seat stadium being built in Harriman at the Zions Bank, or excuse me, the Zions Bank Stadium being built at the RSL training complex and Academy home. Ball's whipped in. Beasler almost found that one. Minter's gonna try to keep it in.
First touch just got away from him a bit.
It'll be thrown over onto the concrete. There's communication going on between the 4th official and the center referee. You hope he's all right. He made way onto the concrete.
Not something that we're used to seeing here at Rio Tinto. That concrete, a good 8 yards or so from the touchline. Suggs pushing Minter.
Yeah, it gives him a forearm.
Forearm, but not much in it.
I was gonna say, you know, a lot of the fans here will think it's malicious. Home crowd in that situation. Definitely a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Maybe a little force added as Minter's up and running.
Two guys going full force towards the end line. One hits the other. I think that's more natural than anything.
He was waved on. Minter was waved on. And a yellow card is out. This is unbelievable what's going on right now. A lot of confusion. Waved on by the 4th official. And might be shown yellow. Yellow's back in the pocket.
I mean, you think that could be resolved within just a little explanation.
I don't know that a yellow card would be shown in a situation like this. Obviously, if he came on unwarranted, discussion going on between the center referee, the AR, and the 4th official. And a yellow card will be shown and a straight red.
That is unbelievable.
Or excuse me, and a red card will be shown. Briggs has to keep his cool here. He might be thrown out shortly.
And good luck with that. I am flabbergasted. I am not entirely sure what referee Joseph Dickerson is being told. If he was waved on, no offsides, anything. I'm kind of at a loss for words, to be quite frank.
Unbelievable. It wasn't even a dangerous play. 4th official waves Minter on. He runs onto the field. Immediately, Dickerson walks over to him.
Be curious to see what Pro has to say in this situation. Monarchs going to play a man down for just under 20 minutes. Crowds chanting, "Ref, you suck." Not something you want to see.
I think I heard a few VARs down here in the Wasatch Legion section.
Man, a lot of frustration. Minter shown a yellow card in the 67th minute, shown the 2nd yellow card here in the 71st minute of play, resulting in a red card. Monarchs will play a man down the rest of the way.
And fans, just to clarify, VAR, the VAR chants I was referring to, video assistant referee that has been implemented in Major League Soccer as of last weekend.
Lakawecki will send it up over the crossbar. And Taryn, I think the correct term now is video replay. I think they got rid of the A.
Did they get rid of the A?
I think Dunny and David James were worried about making that distinction. USL been testing that here in a few different games. Corner kick coming for the Switchbacks, quickly taken. Pay will head that one up and out. Be a yellow card shown to Frater.
And again, that's persistent infringement. You know, how many times have you said that tonight, Landon? Finally goes in the book. About 15 minutes from time here.
Game's been a little crazy. I think that's 2 cards now. I think the prediction was 3.
3. Yep, the Twitter fandom said it would be 3, so we're 2. And Still have quite a bit of game left, so I wouldn't be surprised if another one comes out. I don't think that yellow card will appease the fans. But if you're the Monarchs at this point, you just got to stay cool. I mean, the emotions are high and you're upset, but you just have to keep your focus. You have to keep cool. You have to live in the moment.
Fans definitely not going to be happy now. Frater elbows Moberg near midfield.
And a PK shown for Colorado Springs. Frater goes down on the challenge.
Right decision, absolutely, on the PK, but I'm very surprised a foul wasn't called on Frater for an elbow to Mobergs.
We'll get a replay look at that possibly here shortly.
Marshall Stoddard getting his workout in, getting his money's worth tonight.
75th minute of play. Colorado Springs will get a penalty kick here shortly. Sparrow been known to save penalties, saved one last week in the 2-0 loss. If I'm not mistaken, has saved 4 penalty kicks. Have to double check my stats though. We'll send Taryn on that one. Cashier gonna step up to take the PK. Moberg getting the concussion check. Monarchs down to 10 men after Chase Minter was sent off. The 71st minute of play. Monarchs scored their goals early on in the 2nd minute and the 14th minute. We have to give a shout out to Marshall Stoddard though. Got married almost a month ago.
Congratulations.
Beautiful wife.
I hope she likes soccer.
Well, she'll be going to a lot of soccer games, that's for sure.
He'll take Moberg off.
You know, we're looking here. We're just told that she had her bachelorette party here at a Monarchs game, so she must be a big soccer fan.
Sparrow on his line. Cashier will take the penalty kick.
Very big moment here for both sides. Could really turn the game on its head.
Cashier with 7 goals on the season, looking to make it 8 and cut the Monarchs lead to 1. Ref blows his whistle. Cashier steps up. Big save, Sparrow! Connor Sparrow with the huge PK save to keep this one at. He's gonna be gone, I think.
How
is that Frater? Oh, that's Malcolm.
That. Connor Sparrow does it again, stands on his head. Mark Briggs can't even be surprised at this point. Read it all the way through, start to finish. Connor Sparrow, another penalty kick save. Few remnants of one Nicky Raimondo. Fantastic, well done there from Connor Sparrow to keep his shutout.
You can hear in our mics, the fans giving him a round of applause, well deserved.
This game has had everything tonight. Red cards, PKs, challenges, and a lot of battles. Something you expect between these two teams. Rocky Mountain rivalry.
What a save. I would expect that to be the USL Save of the Week.
Pawati had last week's USL Save of the Week. Malcolm still running, cutting back. Nice little move there. Looking to Frater, cut out by Pay.
Good move there from Malcolm to beat Adams on this near side.
Adams struggling to stay on his feet. You gotta love that save by Connor Sparrow. Looked like he read it all the way. Made sure he was in the right position. Moberg's back on the pitch. Still kind of holding his head.
Well, and you know these goalkeepers spend hours and hours researching and training and memorizing, you know, where players go. They've seen the film. You know, they have an idea. A lot of players like to mix it up, but they have an idea of where players like to go. And I have no doubt that Connor Sparrow was 100% prepared when he stepped into that PK position.
Hoffman Good hold-up play by Hoffman. Hernandez, looking to slide it through to Hoffman. Be cut out by the defense of the Switchbacks. Subs coming momentarily for both teams. Aaron King set to come on for the Switchbacks. We'd like to congratulate him on the recent birth of his second child, a baby girl. He'll be rejoining the team after taking some time off with her.
Another congratulations to him.
More Connor Sparrow news, I guess. Carla pointing out his 5th PK save of the season. Wall of the Wasatch stuff. Can we call him the mini Wall of the Wasatch? Captain Jack.
He's making his own name. Still some soccer left to be played here. Monarchs will most likely try and go get a third. Really go at the throat of this Switchbacks FC team. Put their foot on the gas and get out of here with 3 points and a shutout.
Yeah, I say ride the energy wave. At this point, you know, the team is getting new subs. They're going to have a little bit more energy, players that have been cool and collected, at least you'd hope so, on the bench. And just ride these next 10 minutes out smoothly. That's all it is just enduring.
Desiree going to make his appearance in the match tonight. Jose Hernandez's night's done after 79 minutes.
Good shift from him.
King getting a touch. Sparrow will collect.
And it's fun to see Desiree out there because he's so speedy. And that's perfect for the last 10 minutes. You're thinking the Switchback defense is probably a little gassed. It looks at this point they only have 3 men back. So why not put a speedy player up there that's got some wheels and is willing to take people on 1v1?
That's something you and I talked about earlier. Going 3 at the back, push that extra guy forward, especially being a man up now, and go and search for that goal to get yourself back into the game.
Taryn called it 40 minutes into the match.
Switchbacks attacking. Sparrow will collect. Monarchs going to try to slow things up a little bit. Desiree's playing out wide. Haber switch sides. Lakawecki to Pay. Pay smartly slows things up. You don't have to attack. A lot of teams think you have to be constantly moving forward. Desiree's going to play a nice ball on to Hoffman. Pawati off his line. Nice job to clear things away. Monarchs with 10 on the pitch. After a red card to Chase Minter, still lead 2-0.
We talk about not always have to be attacking. It's the passes and the movement that creates the opportunity to attack. Excuse me, getting ahead of myself here.
Desiree in the area. An attempt on goal with the wind. Not always going to make things happen. Chandler Hoffman putting in the work, trying to get back defensively. Monarchs defending so far nicely with 10. Connor Sparrow helping to make sure things stay scoreless for the Switchbacks.
And we noticed that both wingers for the Monarchs have dropped a little bit deeper. Chandler Hoffman has moved out to the far right side. Haber on this left side switching it up, and Desiree the only guy up top going forward, really trying to bunker in, get this shutout in the 3 points.
Vercoloni will be called for the foul. Had a lot of fouls tonight, and more cards flying than an Uno game tonight.
So good, Landon.
Been cards flying left and right. A lot of confusion, though, early on the cards shown. Many fans had the question if Moberg was shown 2 yellow cards. He was only shown 1 in the 20th minute, 17th minute of play. It looked like he was being shown 1, and I think the broadcast showed 1 up on the top bug. Hoffman's going to take it to the corner. Hoffman tries to win a corner kick. Malcolm. Haber. Ooh, nice little nutmeg there. Phillips to Argueta. Transition attack from the Switchbacks. Vercoloni a USL mainstay and star performer year in and year out. Argueta looking out wide to McFarland. McFarland gets around Haber. Haber still there towards the touchline, takes a deflection. Be a foul called.
It appeared as between two players inside the box, so it wasn't actually McFarland with the ball.
Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. That's NikeSoccer.com. Getting a little help from the fans tonight. 4 PK saves and 1 miss. Still counts as 5, though.
Still counts as a save in my book. Being a goalkeeper, you did your job.
Monarchs still lead 2-0 here late in the match. 85th minute of play.
Last few minutes of this match, you're going to start to see the Monarchs implement their time management skills. We saw a little bit earlier, players go trying to get to the corner flag as a way just to waste time, either in hopes of getting a corner kick, maybe in hopes of getting a foul. You see them dropping back players, all with an effort just to kick the ball out, waste some time, and keep the switchbacks from getting in any sort of possession and rhythm.
Monarchs playing with 10. Hoffman looking for Desiree, not on the same page. Hoffman's now going to put in some defensive work. Done a good job tonight after finding the back of the net in the 2nd minute of play for his 14th goal on the season.
And he was ready for his opportunity. You don't know if your opportunity is going to come in the 89th minute or in the 2nd minute of the match.
Nice little Meg there.
Number 56, the big man for the Monarchs up top. Skylar Milne getting his last orders to come on and close out this game. You would have to imagine there for Hoffman.
You can see some excited fans in the crowd, some of his former teammates. Malcolm. Monarchs close down the attack there. Adams moving forward. Ball's going to be up over top. Phillips. Back to the keeper, Pawati. It's going to be headed by Desiree. He's trying to show the signal that he didn't touch it, but you could clearly see the deflection off his head. Malcolm out wide. Malcolm going at Lakawecki. Ball's in the area, pushed wide by Sparrow.
What a great cross by Malcolm, though. Sparrow gets to it, but he does it enough that it causes him to make a decision. He has to dive for it.
Good touch there to turn it away. That might have even been bound for the far post. Not sure he quite meant it for the far post, but he'll say he will.
You know, and you give credit to the switchbacks. They're 2 down. There's about 3 or 4 minutes, you know, depending on extra time, and they still look very composed. I like that they're going down the sidelines in an effort to create some sort of space, you know, playing good soccer in an effort to find space, whereas most teams panic. They try to send a long ball or they try to get these wild shots off, whereas the switchbacks seem very, very disciplined.
Hoffman's night will be done after 88 minutes. Good performance from him and a goal to add to his name tonight.
This will be the 2nd time seeing the Utah Valley product. Skylar Milne coming onto the field here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Look for him to be a muscle in the middle of this box right now.
Corner kicks in. Vercoloni will cut that one down. Whipped back in the box. Karinga's there. Malcolm cuts back in, left-footed shot, takes a deflection.
Good challenge there from Moberg. Good timing on the slide. I think Connor Sparrow had it covered, but Better safe than sorry if you're a defender.
89th minute of play. It'll be another corner kick for Colorado Springs. They're pushing here in the last few minutes. Sparrow, a nice job. Pawati's the only one back. Pawati's just going to clear it across the end line.
I guess that's a good effort from a goalkeeper there.
Sparrow trying to get it to Haber. Not a bad look there. Didn't have to go at that one, Carla. He really tried to take it quickly in a situation like that.
I promise that's not how all goalkeepers shoot. I promise.
Terran's trying to defend himself.
Hey, Sparrow can do what he wants tonight. PK save to his name. Moberg's going to clear it away. Lakawecki tries to knock it away out of bounds. Argueta will keep it in. To King. To Frater. A good look by Vercoloni. It'll be a goal kick for the Monarchs.
What a daft ball played in there by Frater with the left foot. Just kind of touches the ball and really puts it on a dime for Vercoloni, who can't get his chance on frame.
Sparrow's now implementing that time. They would say the best defense is possession. And I have no doubt the Monarchs are going to try to do that now. Do something, keep the ball in the other team's half, pass it around. Similar to what they do in warm-up.
If you're Switchbacks FC, you kind of have to feel maybe a little bit disappointed going up a man with that red card to Minter, not being able to take advantage and really get the momentum on your side with Connor Sparrow making the save. As we see 4 minutes of added time.
You know, you can't hang your heads if you're Colorado Springs. They've done a good job tonight. Got unlucky to go down in the second minute of play. And that's really tough to recover as a team. Aaron King to Argueta. Vercoloni. Phillips shot from distance, but seen the whole way by Connor Sparrow, and he'll collect. 30 seconds into our announced 4 minutes of stoppage time. Monarchs lead 2-0. Bit of throw in for the Monarchs. Dark clouds encompassing the riot now. Monarchs looking to snap their 2-game skid, if you call it.
Scoreless skid. We'll say scoreless skid.
And you know, soccer's a mental game. It's more mental than it is physical. You know, maybe this is the best thing that they could have happened to them is you have a little lull, you have that little skid, and you use that as a motivation, kind of remind you, refocus what's important, what are the goals at the end of the season, and you're able to come back and you're able to start progressing for playoff time.
You know, the three of us were talking beforehand, before kickoff, is that having a quote-unquote skid right at near the end of the season, I shouldn't say the end, excuse me, 2/3 of the way through is good. We talk about Sebastian Velasquez getting his yellow card suspension. That's totally okay. Down the stretch, these next 5 or 6 games are really probably going to determine the seeding with the point spacing in the USL right now.
And we've been spoiled. I don't know if 2 games. Most teams would be, you know, would love to have a 2-game skid.
Corner kick taken by the Switchbacks. In the area, held in. Bicycle kick effort by Malcolm.
Ambitious there from Malcolm, being the last man.
Moberg will clear it away. A quick look at some scores from the USL. Phoenix Rising a tie with the Toros of Rio Grande Valley. Sporting Kansas City's USL team, 1-1 tie with Orange County. Tulsa Roughnecks take a 2-1 victory over the Energy. And Reno and San Antonio FC in the 10th minute are scoreless. Halfway through stoppage time now. Connor Sparrow will take the free kick. High and long. Milne gets his first touch. Looking forward to Haber. Desiree's going to challenge forward. Be a motion to the offside. Monarchs looking to move to 54 points on the season.
Won't try and speak too soon, but the Monarchs plus 24 goal differential right now. Another shutout to their name. Mark Briggs has to be happy, and I thought there could have been more goals for the home side here tonight.
Wouldn't be surprised to see the final whistle here shortly. Ref checking his watch. Forward, Desiree is going to be flagged off.
Unfortunate. Skylar Milne did very well to get up and nod that ball into the path of Desiree. Desiree just a half a step offsides as the full-time whistle blows.
Full time here at Rio Tinto Stadium. 90 minutes of soccer played. 2-0 victory for the Monarchs. Goals scored by Hoffman and Moberg. Assists by Pay and Adams. Monarchs will move to 16-3-3 on the season. And will now enter a little bit of a difficult stretch. Swope Park Rangers next. They'll head out to Children Mercy Victory Field on Friday, August 18th, and we'll be back home Friday, August 25th against Rio Grande Valley FC here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Guys, a very quality victory from the home side tonight. Eked things out early on, and were really able to keep the defensive stalwartness that they've had in seasons earlier on in the season, and we're kind of able to close things out.
You know, they say soccer's a 90-minute game. And when we say that, we usually think of the last 10 minutes or it's extra time when we're going to score. But in this case, it was in the first 2 minutes that changed the entire game for the Monarchs.
If you're Switchbacks FC, you kind of have to be, like I said earlier, a little bit disappointed. You go up a man late in the second half. You didn't really take your opportunity. Give credit to Connor Sparrow. Me, he's the man of the match. He came up big. Definitely. He did what a goalkeeper needs to do. He saved the PK. But if you're the Switchbacks, they went 3 in the back. They didn't really gain the momentum and really make it theirs. The Monarchs still controlled the game. And the Monarchs really did well against a team who was really on fire.
Monarchs continuing to try to put themselves in a good position for the playoffs, trying to get home field advantage for the first time in their history, really making the playoffs for the first time in their history, but they're in a good situation here, sitting atop the league with 51 points. And doing a good job so far.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want, is that confidence going into, you know, you have about 10 more games left. You need that confidence, and now is when the details matter. Now it's when every pass has to be precise, every practice needs to be focused, and I have no doubt that Coach Mark Briggs is really going to be emphasizing that.
We'd like to thank all those of you for tuning in tonight, joining us on this broadcast. Thank you for your participation on Twitter, having a good time with us. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Thank you to our wonderful team making things happen here for us. Taryn Meyer, Carla Haslam, Landon Southwick, and we'll sign off here from the Riot and see you back here in 2 weeks.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.